Hey everybody, I hope you had a great weekend. My name is Garrett Hartle. This is Reach Out Reptiles. And today, our Talk 'em Up Tuesday is going to be a little bit different. I'm giving a shout out to Jessy Johnson for the awesome customer service. But I actually kind of just want to brag about my new little mini Freedom Breeder rack here. For those of you guys that recognize the area where we're at, this is my shipping station. And I've got my slick, now stainless steel top above 25 new grow up enclosures for super dwarfs, where I used to just have, as cool as it is, my little DIY storage area with some water dishes and stuff like that, and a much smaller surface to actually do my shipping on. Now I got this big expansive guy with all my cool snakes underneath and plenty of room for them to grow up. Thank you to all of you who jumped in last Friday on our free tip and were able to join us live as we asked for your feedback on some of the things that you guys would like to learn about. I'm definitely going to be processing some of that information and really trying to push this channel forward with awesome information that's relevant to you. If you missed out on that feed, go back and watch the video and leave a comment below as to what you would like to see us do more of. You guys probably remember my old shipping station here, which is getting ready to go out. This is just a little DIY number, kind of fit. You know, it was really cool. I got my, I think it's cool anyway, my little hot rod storage area. But that used to sit over here, and as you will now notice, we have a little halvesies Freedom Breeder rack. So what's really cool, if you will notice, I use, a lot of times you guys ask, these V18 tubs for hatchlings, like this little guy, which are really long and narrow. But what this allows me to do is take some of the animals as they get a little bit bigger and put them in a bigger tub that's set up exactly the same way. You can see this little girl, it's about 1.5 years old, one of my super dwarf girls that's holdbacks that's growing up. Come here, baby. Show yourself off a little bit. Really cool asphalty color and awesome dorsal striping on this particular animal. Hard to believe she's coming up on 2 years old. And you can see the tubs here are just a larger version of the ones that I'm already using. Now I'd like to continue setting these up and push a little bit farther to take advantage of the super dwarf's kind of semi-arboreal tendencies. But let me show you a couple of the custom features that Jessy Johnson over at Freedom Breeders was able to build in for me. If you guys don't know Jessy, you're really gonna want to. You can actually check out Freedom Breeders YouTube channel and you'll see it on there. I love those guys, they're like family to me, and the greatest thing about them is, you know, they'll treat you like family too. With the Freedom Breeder racks, one of the cool things you get is this removable, cleanable ventilation. And I actually had mine custom done. You can order it 25% vented, 50, 75, 100, but I call this 50-200 because they have a 200% vented, which is extra holes. I wanted lots and lots of holes, but only right here in the beginning. One of the things I thought was so cool is that even though I'm literally only ordering a half of one of their racks, it was no questions asked, totally custom, whatever I wanted, they made it happen. And it goes beyond just, yeah, what kind of ventilation do you want? When I told them that I needed to replace my old shipping station because I needed some more room for holdback animals just with all the fun stuff we've been making over here at Reach Out Reptiles, they absolutely hooked it up, and Jessy was able to think up this little mini section here where he has, it's only about 2-inch section, but it provides a gap right here so that I have perfect ventilation for these tubs. And then on the top, I have an even larger, cleaner, impenetrable surface that I can work on when I'm shipping and stuff. So I got all my junk up here already, and I'm probably gonna have to organize that a little bit better. But I'll tell you what, I just set this thing up the other day, and I am already absolutely in love with how easy the rack is to use, how sturdy it is. I mean, you guys can see all my DIY racks. There's almost the evolution of racks here. Check it out. I've got 2x4 rack and wood with, this is called polywall, which works really well. And then the next step up, I still use my 2x4. I framed in the sides. I moved from this one, which has belly heat, to this one, which has back heat, wedged in here and insulated. And using PVC shelves, which is a big step up because the whole thing is one solid piece. And these do slide in and out pretty nicely as long as you get your gaps perfect. So I built a few of those racks because they work really well for me. Here's how you can see I go from a V18 to what's called a V35S, which allows me to put a double wide. But now I can move them from those straight up to one of these FB 1040s. And in this small amount of space, basically I replaced a couple cabinets where I kept some dishes, like water dishes and a little bit of packing fluff. And I was able to fit 25 grow-up tubs for super dwarfs that, with the size of my animals, are gonna last until they're yearling, even 2 years old, maybe 2.5 in age before they need to go somewhere else. But I'm already trying to think of the next thing. Check this out. I love this system, I love this rack. But what I would like to do is get something that's a little bit more arboreal and kind of matches what I do with my enclosures where they have the shelves in between. You'll have to go back and watch the very first Free Tip Friday if you don't know what I'm talking about on how I design my custom PVC enclosures. But I'm trying to think of something where I can have only the bottom of the enclosure be this tub style, which is so convenient and easy when you have the number of animals that I do and you work on them by yourself to pull those things out, wash them, keep them. It keeps your animals really clean and healthy. But I also want to give them some space to have some areas to climb, some areas to observe their enclosures with, and really allow them to exhibit a lot of that natural behavior. And that brings me to my next point. The question for today is this. Comment below and tell me, in your dream reptile facility, if funds were absolutely unlimited, what kind of enclosures would you envision? I'm talking about the types of enclosures that are going to be not only awesome for the animals, but awesome for you as well. Comment with that below. I would love to hear your guys' feedback on that. I hope you guys enjoyed this little episode. It wasn't quite so much about who in the industry, although Jesse is great and we're going to have to get him on here for a more traditional Talk 'em Up Tuesday. But just Freedom Breeder as a company, you know, I'm really impressed with this rack. I'm not getting any money or anything to say this. I'm just super excited about this new product. I mean, I like the looks and the style of my old school stuff here, but the practicality of this thing is just second to none. Maybe I'll have to customize it a little bit myself to really make it, give it that Reach Out Reptiles flair. Alright, well, before I totally kick you loose, it's time for Find Yourself on the Filing Cabinet. This is just a shout out to people who are helping me grow my filing cabinet reptile sticker collection. If you guys have a reptile business sticker and you want a shout out, shoot one to the address below and we'll do you next week. So for this week, my rodent guy, Scott, from Ultimate Rodent and Reptiles, has brought me this awesome sticker. Scott and his kids stop by almost every Friday to bring me rodents. Last time they were thoughtful enough to even drop off this cool little steampunk motorcycle. All right, now you guys can have a great week. We'll catch you on Friday.